Hello and welcome back. It's a new video. This would count, I suppose, as episode 2 of that gold making guide. Now, if you watched episode 1, you may remember that I was planning on buying the Alterac Valley mount, the Frostwolf Howler, I think it's called. We can quickly see that. I was planning on buying this thing, 3 of them really, one for each character, because it was supposed to be cheaper than the, regular epic mount. In the meantime, however, I have reached rank 11 on my 3 characters, so I just went ahead and I bought the PvP mount. So, what I've done was I ended up selling most of the things I had bought. And you might remember that I had bought 3,700 winter squids, for example, right? And I had bought these for between 2 and 3 silver apiece. And as you can see, they are now around 50 silver. It's almost the end of February, I suppose. So these are not going to be available anymore in less than 1 month. As in, you're not going to be able to fish them. While I was... so obviously I sold mine. If we look now, winter squids, I no longer have any, right? And other things did go up in price as well, and obviously I sold them. So if we look at elemental fire, which you might remember from episode 1, I had hundreds of those. I've already sold those as well, right? And you can see that the price went up to almost 4 gold apiece. What I didn't sell though is the elemental earth. As you can see, I still have the 221 I had in the original video. I will link that in the description, of course. It's not because I couldn't sell them. It's not that I wouldn't have made a profit on them, because as you might recall, I bought them for around 8 silver, and they're now up to 1.2 gold almost. But I'm not even attempting to sell mine. I'm going to keep them until they sell for around 5 gold apiece. It's that simple. I don't need to sell them right now, so I'm fine. Now, one thing you might be wondering is, okay, so you had around 3,700 gold. You're now down to 2,600 gold. So how exactly does that work? How did you make so much money if you don't really have any money to speak of, right? The answer to that question is that I decided to invest most of my gold. And let's see how that went. So I was, at some point, I decided, why don't I go ahead and buy jewel crafting materials, as in, to skill up jewel crafting on my rogue whenever pre-patch hits in Burning Crusade. And as you can see, I bought all of the materials I would need in order to reach 300 jewel crafting. But while I was doing that, I realized that prices were extremely, and I mean extremely low for most of those materials. Now, having seen that, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to create a shopping list of things that are going to go up in price a lot. And I focused mostly on stuff that would go up in price at least 10 times, right? So, let's take a look at the shopping list. As you can see, this is what things are selling for right now. So, let's take a look at it. Jade, for example, right? You can see that I have about 336 of these. Jade will probably sell for about 1 gold to 1.5 gold a piece come pre-patch. Citrine. I have just over 300 of these as well, and this will probably go for 1 to, again, 1.5 gold. Aqua, whatever the hell this is pronounced like. You can see that I have, if you look at the bottom of that tooltip window, you can see that I have a total of 674 of these, right? I am going to buy more, probably right now. Thorium ore, I don't really have a lot of thorium ore, other than the one I just farmed from Dire Mall East, but I do have some thorium bars, about 1000 of these. As you can see, 946 to be more accurate. Monster Gate is a bit of a weird one. This one is sort of a hit and miss thing. It will go up in price, but I don't think it will go up in price 10 times. So I'm mostly looking for things that will go up in price at least 10 times. I will explain why in a moment. Fire Bloom, I bought about 2300 of these, and I am going to be buying more. This is also going to go up in price a lot, and if you're thinking, hold on, this isn't a jewel crafting thing, that's true, but come Zul'Gurub, whenever the hell that's launched, these are going to be used for a couple of things. With Zul'Gurub, you're going to have the Brilliant Wizard Oil. That's going to require 3 of these to craft. So this will probably go up to 1 gold a piece. I know, it's just 9 silver at the moment, and frankly I bought mine for like 7 silver, maybe. But they are going to be required for that Brilliant Wizard Oil, which every single caster is going to want. So it is going to go up in price. In addition to that, it's also going to be required for the greater, what's it called? Greater Firepower Elixir or something. The mage elixir that gives you extra fire damage, the one that drops from the Dark Iron Dwarfs in Searing Gorge, I think. That's not necessary at the moment, because every single mage is frost and is going to stay frost until Blackwing Glare is over, right? So that's why they're so cheap at the moment. Elemental Water, I only have about 270 of these, as you can see. And that's because I'm not entirely sure that the server I'm on is going to see a lot of progress in Naxxramas. These are required for the greater Frost Protection Potion. And normally these would go up to like 6 gold a piece, maybe 7. It's hard to say really. But in order for that to happen, you need to have raids reaching Sephiroth and Kel'Thuzad. And I know it's the 3rd release of Classic. I know everyone should get there, but at the same time, I know that a lot of guilds tend to fail in Naxxramas. So this one is somewhat of a risky investment. Somewhat. I am going to make a profit on this, but I don't know whether I'm going to make at least 10 times the profit, right? Large Brilliant Shard, I did buy a few of these, and that's because these two are going to be required for that Brilliant Wizard Oil. I may actually end up buying more of these. These are also sure to go up in price, but they're not going to go up in price 10 times. They're going to go up in price like 4 times, maybe 3 times, something like that. So that's why I've not really invested a lot of gold into these things. That's why I only hold 93 at the moment. In Burning Crusade, yeah, they are going to sell for like 10 gold, but that's just 4 times the price, so not really worth it. Silver bar, on the other hand, these are totally worth it. Silver bars will probably go up in price about 40 times. So most of the ones I have, and you can see that I stored close to 2,000 of them, these are going to be required for jewel crafting. Now, if you go on Wowhead, not the classic Wowhead, but either Burning Crusade or retail wowhead. And if you look for this thing, I think it's called Elegant Silver Ring. It's something like Elegant Silver, whatever. I don't remember the exact name right now. But it's a skill level 50 jewel crafting ring you can craft with 1 silver bar. And that sells for 6 silver, 25 copper a piece, right? So any silver bar that you buy under 6.5 silver, right, is 100% going to be profitable. But again, the thing is, I'm not looking for things that are going to be profitable, because that's everything, really. I'm looking for things that are going to make 10 times the price. And silver bars are going to be required for jewel crafting if you want to skill it up with ease, let's just say that. That's why I've got to almost 2,000 of them. I'm going to be buying probably 10 to 20,000 more. It's just there is a problem at the moment due to how many of these I bought. Some people have tried relisting them. They bought everything else and they relisted for 5, just below 6 silver. I'm just going to wait because I'm not in a rush, and I'm going to buy them at 2, maybe 2.5 silver each, but no more. Now, Mithril ore, this is one I went full out on, as you can see. I bought mine for an average of, I would say, 6.5 silver, right? And you can see that I'm holding about, close to 16,000 of them. I am going to be buying more, of course, way more, because this is also safe, as it were. You can't really lose money on this. Worst case scenario, you prospect it, you sell the result, and you're going to make, 4 or 5 times that. But this is also going to be required for blacksmithing, and blacksmithing is going to become valuable in Burning Crusade. The reason for it is that blacksmiths are able to craft weapons, something like a 2-handed mace, that's very good in arena, but a 1-handed mace, that's very good in PvE, just to start with, So a lot of players are going to be buying these, as well as thorium ore. Thorium ore, it will go up in price by quite a bit, but I don't think it's going to go up in price 10 times. To try to explain the 10 times thing, Burning Crusade will come with a few serious gold sinks. For example, epic flying mounts, which are going to be about 5,000 gold a piece, right? So I've got 3 characters. I do have my, rank 11 mounts, but these are ground mounts. So the flying ones would cost me about 15,000. In addition to that, crafting the starting set for leather workers, for tailors, I'm referring to stuff like Frozen Shadow Weave set, I'm referring to Spell Strike, Nether Strike, that sort of thing. That's also going to set you back 5,000 per character, easily 5,000, possibly 10,000, right, depending on prices at the start. I've also been buying some Grom's Blood, not a lot. You can see I've only got like 200. Some Dream Foil, which again is, I only have like 200 of these. I'm mostly saving these for the Frost Protection Potion, Nature Protection Potions, in case Dream Foil goes up in price, right? I don't expect that to happen. I don't expect that to go up 10 times in price, because Dream Foil is already 72 silver a piece, and I don't see this going up to 7 gold. Like, that's ridiculous. I would be making so much gold out of my dire mole solo farms that I wouldn't know what to do with it, right? So I am staying away from this one at the moment. But the rest of them, Mithril ore, like I said, this can be prospected and you will be getting lots and lots of aquamarine, star rubies and so on. Speaking of star ruby, this currently barely goes above the vendor price. You can see you can sell it for 50 silver at a vendor and it's like 53 silver or whatever on the auction house. So this will easily go up in price 4 times, 5 times. But because I'm looking for things that will yield a 1000% return, so that I can get from thousands to tens of thousands, I am not touching this. I don't see this going up in price 10 times. It could, but it's not a very safe bet, right? So that's what I've invested into. Now, one problem is, of course, if you're talking about, 16,000 mithril ore, that obviously means about 1,600 bag slots, because ore currently only stacks 10. So where the hell do you get that amount of bag slots? Well, the simple answer to that is that I've created 40 something alts, and all of them are pretty much full, I would say, of materials. I've still got some bag slots left on some of them, but most of them are already holding lots and lots of ore, herbs, that sort of stuff. Now, one example is this guy, just completely random alt. You can see that I've not really bothered to provide full bags for these alts, like 1-2 bags for most of them. The rest of them, typically have one bag, right? You go and you look at another random alt here, but this one I've barely started filling up, right? Now, one question might be, okay, so what if I need gold now? Because this is a long-term thing, right? It's not going to happen straight away. So let's take a look at one thing you could do, but this only applies if you're playing on the PvE server, right? If you're playing on a PvP server, this will not work for you. However, for PvE servers, let's just quickly take a look at something, right? I'm going to need to reach the auction house in order for this to happen. But it shouldn't take me long now that I've got epic bounce on every character. So let's just quickly go here. And this is one way I've used to make some gold until I got bored of this method. Now, elemental earth, as you can see, sells for 120 silver, right? 1 gold, 20 silver, roughly. This is on the PvE realm, right? However, and you probably realize what's going on right now. However, if you were to go on the hardcore realm, which I've not been to in a while, this sells for 22 silver. That's 5 times less. It's not the only thing that's cheap here. Like Black Lotus is 16 gold apiece, right? Well, once you create a hardcore character, you can fill it with a bunch of mats, Elemental Earth, Black Lotus, whatever sells for decent money here. You can see that Winter Squid here, for example, still is under 3 silver a piece, and you could see that it's 50 silver on Thunderstrike on the PvE realm. So, about 17 times higher. And there are quite a few of these stacks available here. You can see like hundreds of stacks here, probably 200 stacks right here, up to 2 silver 95. And then more and more and more and more. The idea is that once a character on the hardcore realm dies, it can be transferred for no fee, so it's a free character transfer, and it can be transferred to the PvE realm at no cost. And I have done this already, and obviously this is again only valid if you're playing on the PvE realm. That's how you easily make 10 times the money. Of course, you do need hardcore gold in order to do that. I'm not going to get into how you do that because I'm not looking to get anyone banned, but let's just say there is an easy way around that. I have already transferred some of those characters to this realm, like a couple of warlocks that I had created on the hardcore realm, and I brought over here, and yeah, that was about it. So if you're looking to make, I don't know, 10, 15 times the gold you've got now, well, that is one option for you. I'm no longer bothering with that just because I started, farming Dire Maul East, and that gives me enough gold to keep doing this. Like these things that I farmed just this morning while I was recording a DM run, and there is another DM run on my channel. These things will get me, I don't know, something like, let's say, 120 gold, roughly. And that may not sound like a lot of gold, but when the stuff you're investing in sells for several silver, well, that does tend to be quite a bit of gold, right? Okay. These are still a bit more expensive than I would like them to be. Another great investment, but that will fill up your bags in no time, is this thing, tin ore. Now this sells for, well, as you can see, like 1 silver. And it, once again being ore, it only stacks to 10. So that's a bit of a problem, because I can fill 50 alts worth of backspace with this stuff in no time, and it will go up by quite a bit once people are able to prospect it, because some of the gems you can get are going to be significantly more expensive. But again, there is a problem with the bag space when you're talking about this sort of thing. In addition to that, it's so cheap that if you fill your bags and your alts with this sort of stuff, yeah, you are easily going to make 10 times the amount you invested, but that won't be a lot in terms of absolute numbers. Like at 10 silver a stack, you're talking 10 stacks for 1 gold, right? So obviously I'd be talking about something like 26,000 stacks, 26,000 bag slots to even be able to spend this amount of gold. And that's just not possible on a single account. No matter how many bags you've got, you're not going to get to the point where you've got 500 bag slots on each character. It's just not going to happen. So I stayed away from this thing. It's just too cheap, way too cheap. It's not something that's terribly convincing. Well, another thing you can buy is obviously thick leather and rugged leather. These are extremely easy to farm, yes, especially if you're level 70 and whatever. But if you're level 70, you're not going to go out and farm this sort of crap, just because you've got significantly better farms at level 70, right? So think about Stratholme and Paladins. That's 10 minutes. Those guys are going to make 300 gold an hour. To put this into context, you would need to, in order to get to 300 gold an hour, you would need to farm thousands of these things, right? And that's not going to happen in 1 hour. It's just not going to happen. So nobody's going to farm them, even though they are very, very easy to farm, especially at level 70. So most people are just going to go and buy these for leatherworking, and you do need hundreds of them to skill up leatherworking on a single character. Again, this is not actually about drums, because you know they introduced that tinnitus debuff in Classic Burning Crusade to prevent the entire raid from constantly keeping up the drum buff. But it is going to be about the starter set. So any hunter, shaman, druid and rogue who wants to go hard at the beginning, they will want to skill up leatherworking. And leatherworking is just not a profession you skill up in Classic normally, because it's not worth it, other than, I don't know, a couple of things, random crafts like Height of the Wild. Nobody needs leatherworking for anything. It's utter shit, really. So what that means is that people are have not skilled up leatherworking at the moment, and they will have to do that at some point in Burning Crusade. Some of them may have stored the mats, like I stored the mats for jewel crafting, but most of them did not and will not. So these are also very good investments. The only problem I've got is that I'm not sure that these will go up in price 10 times. I think they might go up in price 7 or 8 times, but not 10. So that may not be worth doing for you. Anyway, that's about it in what concerns my current investments. As you could see, I have made quite a bit. I have invested quite a bit, but I still have probably 2,800 once these things sell. So I am obviously going to keep investing into other stuff that comes up, and if that happens, I will obviously create an episode 3, let's say, of this guide. And yeah, I will see you guys then. In the meantime, what I have been doing and what I will keep doing, I've just been farming Dire Maul East solo. Again, a video does exist on the channel. I still have my herbalism and mining professions, so that is a bit of a gold mine in there. Totally worth doing. So yeah, that's one thing you can do if you're unsure of how to get the gold to invest right now. That is one option if you've got any class like a mage, a warlock, possibly a druid. Hunters work as well, but hunters obviously have a better option with the Dire Maul North tribute thing, where they can sell the buffs and they can sell some blue items from the chest, right? So I don't see hunters doing that anytime soon. Yeah, that's about it. I hope you found this useful, and yeah, see you next time.